Hello everyone, my name is Jailai Wang. I'm an informatics architect with the Informatics Institute. In this Getting Started tutorial, we are going to show one common way to access locally cached public data in U-BRITE from the Cheaha supercomputer. If you are watching this as part of a readiness check for an Info 510 or 603 or CB2 class, or one of our hackathon events, then please follow along with the steps of this tutorial so you can cross off a few items on the readiness checklist, including confirming your Cheaha account and permissions to access data in the U-BRITE Commons. So why don't we get started? Okay, so to start, let's visit the Open OnDemand portal. So I've got a Chrome web browser window open right now, so let's go to the address bar and type in rc.uab.edu. If this is the first time you've logged in for the day, then you'll be asked for your Blazor ID and password. So I'm going to type that in right now. And because I have two-factor authentication enabled, I'm also prompted for my second factor. So I'm going to ask for a Duo push to be sent to my phone. And I've just got my phone next to me right now, and I'm going to respond to that Duo push. And what I should see next is the Cheaha Open OnDemand portal homepage. So if you've never used Open OnDemand before, you can think of it as a web interface to the Cheaha supercomputer. It's also a kind of front door to U-BRITE, which has many doors, but this front door is probably the easiest for newcomers to dive in. And just to orient you quickly, at the top right, it shows that I'm logged in as user JLIW, which is my Blazor ID. Towards the middle of the screen, below the very nice Cheaha supercomputer logo, you can see that OnDemand provides an integrated access point to your HPC resources. And below that, a message of the day. So this looks pretty similar to what you might see if you shelled in at the command line. But this, of course, is a web interface to Cheaha. For this Getting Started tutorial, we're going to access locally cached public data from our COVID-19 research portal. So for our exercise, we're going to try to use the Open OnDemand File Explorer, which you can access via the top menu bar. So I'm going to scroll up so we can see that, and I'll just click on the Files menu item, and I'm presented with a few choices. I'm just going to click on the Home directory, and what Open OnDemand is going to do is open a new tab for File Explorer, and it's going to start you in your home directory. Okay, so if you've never used Open OnDemand's File Explorer before, just a quick high-level orientation. So at the top, you can see a location bar with your current working directory. I'm in /home JLIW right now, which is my home directory. And below that is the main panel, which shows the contents of your current working directory. And for me, you can see I've got maybe a dozen or so directories and a handful of files. Now, if you click on the Go To button towards the top of the screen, File Explorer presents you with a field where you can type or maybe copy and paste a directory location for data of your interest. So for our tutorial exercise, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to visit the COVID-19 research portal, and we're going to see what data are available. So let's open a new browser tab in Chrome, and in the address bar, let's just type in covid19.ubrite.org, and we'll visit the research portal. You're welcome to browse around, of course, but for today's tutorial, we are going to click on the Datasets menu item. All right, so if you scroll down a little bit on this page, you can see there are a number of datasets featured here, starting from UAB's COVID-19 clinical data, which you can access via U-BRITE's clinical data repo, as well as various other clinical and omics, epi, publication, and other data. Okay, so let's say we were interested in data about confirmed cases of COVID-19. Then we might scroll up on this page to the Johns Hopkins data. And if you'll notice, there's a U-BRITE location field, and that's actually the location where we've locally cached some of these public data sources. So all I'm going to do on this page then is highlight that path. Then I'm just going to copy and paste by right-clicking and then selecting copy. Now let's go back to our File Explorer tab for the paste. So I'm going to click back to that tab, and then I'm going to come over here and I'll just right-click and paste as plain text. And then I'm going to click OK. And this should bring us to that location in our locally cached public data. So as you can see in the main panel of the File Explorer, it shows us that there are 3 directories and a README file, at least at the top level, that we can start to explore. All right, so you can explore these data in different ways, but for now, let's just click on the COVID-19 data directory and the time series data directory. And from here, we can see in the main panel a README file and what appear to be CSV files containing time series data. So let's say we were interested in confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the US. We might select the time series COVID-19 confirmed US CSV file and then click View. So the View button's here. We're just going to click it. And what this does is just gives us a quick peek, a quick preview at what's there, and confirms that you have the right permissions to read these data. So if any of this seems mysterious to you and you would like further training, one place to start might be the Learning Resources page on the U-BRITE website. So just to give you a quick peek of that, let's go to open a new browser tab and let's type in ubrite.org, and when we click enter, that'll bring us to the main U-BRITE website. And from here, along the top menu, you can click on the Learning Resources menu item, and that'll bring you to our Learning Resources page. Now, if you scroll down a bit on this page, you can see it's divided into a few sections, and if you click on this section here, you can access some Cheaha basic training, which actually includes a new user workflows video tutorial and other getting started style materials put together by Research Computing. Well, that's it for this getting started tutorial. We hope it helped. Again, if you're watching this as part of a readiness check for an info class or hackathon event, if you were able to follow the steps in this tutorial, you can cross off a number of items on the readiness checklist, including confirming your Cheaha account and permissions to access data in the U-BRITE Commons. Please don't hesitate to get in touch if you have questions or suggestions for either this tutorial or perhaps other tutorials to add to this series. In the meantime, have fun.